Welcome to Day 3. We will be with you shortly to locate and correct your vertebral subluxations. Because of some misconceptions concerning what chiropractic is or is not, however, it is important that we briefly cover a last bit of information. Due to the insurance, workman's comp, and personal injury industries, chiropractic has been hijacked into something it was never intended for. So let's start with explaining why symptoms are not a reliable indicator of health. If you've ever fallen through the ice, you know that this can be a life-threatening moment. However, death would be instant if the body did not have a purposeful, intentional mechanism to offset the cold. What happens is the body shunts blood away from the arms and legs and directs it to the heart and brain, two organs you cannot live without. I found this out firsthand when mountain climbing in my early 20s. I dropped through a snowy cornice into a glacier melt, and this created mechanism saved my life. Your body is extremely intelligent, much like a nurse in an emergency room dealing with two patients. Let's say one with a splinter in a toe and another with a severed leg. Which will take priority? Well, she will tell the man with a splinter he can wait. Your body can prioritize much like this. So what happens if you have an unknown heart wall weakness, say, and a low back muscle strain? Which will take priority? The heart, of course. So sometimes your pain avoidance has to take a back seat to the master doctor within. The innate intelligence with you knows best and has your ultimate survival as its number one priority. Chiropractors cannot determine the order your body needs to repair in. When you have years of cell degeneration from silent spinal blockages, there may be untold numbers of repairs to be made before the one symptom you desire gone takes priority. When deciding whether to trust the internal doctor, ask yourself, shall I trust my own judgment or the judgment of my own inner doctor? Many people, secondly, think that health has something to do with how they feel. But a lack of symptoms does not mean you're healthy in the first place. My mom had breast cancer, and we learned that the average woman has undetected cancer cells as much as 8 years before they are ever detected. If you feel great but have undetected cancer, you're still sick. Likewise, we recommend intervening and removing subluxations even when you don't feel them. If you feel great but have early stages of tooth decay, your tooth is still sick. That's why dental hygienists recommend dental checks even when your teeth don't hurt. I like feeling good just like anybody else, but clearly being symptom-free isn't any guarantee that you're healthy. For example, again, if you feel great but have arterial plaque, reducing blood flow to your heart muscle, you're sick. And like a relative experienced a heart attack with no warning. So in fact, here is a list of the top 4 leading causes of death in the United States. All of these preventable diseases have one first symptom common to them all. Can you guess what that is? Death. So your first symptom of a life-threatening disease may be your death. Not only are symptoms terrible indicators of health, but they are also often too late. That's why we're recommending, again, getting spinal checks even when you feel good. As chiropractic authority Reggie Gold stated, if symptoms determine how healthy you are, the healthiest people are those in the cemetery. They have no symptoms. Of course, on the other side of the coin, if you have obvious symptoms, you can be quite healthy. You'll see a lot of kids of all ages in our office, all the way down to week-old newborns. That's why we recommend chiropractic checks from cradle to grave. In fact, we're heading towards 25% of our practice being children. It's a labor of love seeing kids get a healthy start with proper spinal hygiene. Frequently, we'll have a parent bring in a child fighting off a cold or virus. The adjustment for kids is very light, usually no more pressure than you would push on a ripe tomato. However, almost invariably, the child's fever spikes soon after the adjustment, and the parent will often voice some concerns. However, if the fever is actually helping fight off the bug, and if the fever is not too high, is the uncomfortable fever necessarily a bad thing, or is it actually a good thing? It's a good thing. The secret is in a kind of immune cell or lymphocyte called CD8 plus cytotoxic T cell. This kind of lymphocyte is able to destroy cells infected with viruses and even tumor cells, researchers say. Sometimes your body is very smart, smarter even than the ever-changing opinion of the experts, smarter than the symptoms that rise and fall. So if we can't trust our symptoms to judge our health, what do we trust? No, not this medical doctor. However, as this wise gentleman put it, in quotes, we have a pharmacy inside us that is absolutely exquisite. It makes the right medicine for the precise time for the right target organ with no side effects. So this medical doctor, and his quote, is describing the wisdom of the body, what chiropractors refer to as innate intelligence. So what controls that internal pharmacy, the thousands of chemicals produced by the body? The brain. This chart shows some of the incredible pathways whereby the brain function reaches out and influences every hormone in the body. By now, we find that most of our members have the safety pin cycle explanation of a subluxation down pat. Remember, when adjusted and connected, the brain talks to the body and the body back to the brain, like through a connected safety pin. We don't like when our own kids talk back, but back talk here is a good thing. Notice that for every one bit of information going down and out to the body, we have 40 bits of information going back up to the brain. This is to say spinal alignment not only affects the body and tissue cells, but it also affects the brain function. That's why we say a back problem or spinal misalignment is a brain problem. We know a blockage in the bowel produces severe constipation of the bowel. Well, by analogy, a blockage in the spine creates constipation of the brain. This intimate connection between spinal alignment and brain function is not my opinion. It is fact. Peer-reviewed journals have been coming out with this science month by month over the past 2 to 5 years, using all the modern technology of functional MRIs and EEGs. The research is clear. Even when you don't feel it, a back problem is a brain problem. So once again, what controls your human performance and potential for health? It's body chemistry. And what controls the body chemistry? Your endocrine glands. And what controls the endocrine glands? Well, the brain, particularly the hypothalamus and the anterior pituitary in the center of the brain. And what determines the healthy feedback and function to the brain? The spine. According to Dr. Roger Sperry, Nobel Prize winner in brain research, 90% of the function and health of the spine is determined by the healthy alignment and motion of the spine. Spinal hygiene is the foundation, the core of your family's health. That's why spinal neglect over the long haul can progressively harm health in a far-reaching way. What does it take to improve nerve supply to digestion, metabolism, mood, memory, youthful hormones, and immunity? What is it we ask? A 5-minute spinal check once per week. Please, don't allow your family to pay the long-term price of neglecting those 5 minutes. Let's recap. Chiropractic does not change how you feel. Instead, we change how the body heals itself. How? We locate and correct vertebral subluxations. That allows far better balance of body chemistry, and therefore better human performance and better health potential. Congratulations, you've completed one more step in your journey toward wellness. As a thank you gift, you will receive a 28-minute CD. I recount in this little audio a debate with 2 biologists on an airplane. Spoiler alert here, we end up agreeing. We also introduce you to the best doctor on the planet. I think you know now that would be you. The principles we talk about in this CD actually guide much of our own and our own family's philosophy to not only health, but life. We poured ourselves into this recording and hope you get something out of it. Most members end up listening to it several times. At visit number 10, in addition to a follow-up thermal scan, you will receive a feedback survey that will ask for feedback on your care as well as the information we share in the CD. Everyone that listens to the CD and turns in that feedback survey at visit number 10 will receive a second thank you gift, a Health from Within t-shirt. We thank you for your partnership in making our town a healthier, more vibrant, connected community. We will turn your power back on momentarily.